While Spider-Man the game does whatever Spider-Man the man can, even during the first playthrough the gameplay and mechanical flaws become more and more evident. We're talking about a game where each boss has a weird, barely blockable annoying move, but also a relatively easy to figure out dominant strategy. For example, Venom sometimes instantly grabs us to do some licking. It's very difficult to figure out when would be best to jump away. But he has literally no answer against web balls, so just shooting at him while he's visible is going to end the boss fight quickly and at a safe distance. Or Carnage, he's weak against Sonic Rays, and with some of his X-Arm attacks, trying to push him into the required zone can be quite annoying. However, once you do, it's enough to just web him little by little, essentially stun-locking him on the spot while his health is drained. And look, in the context of the mechanics being what they are, I don't mind these dominant strategies. The game actually feels beatable that way. But still, the flaws are evident here and throughout. And yet, that doesn't really pose much of an issue for the overall sense of enjoyment. The primary reason being the game's insane variety of setups and situations. Spider-Man really doesn't want us to do the same thing twice. The game starts with a set of small explorable levels where we get the hang of controls while approaching the bank. Then, in the bank, we need to save hostages without getting noticed. A lot of times, stealth in a game not built around it is far from good, but here it's fine since the rules are extremely simple, as long as you stay on the ceiling you aren't noticed. And even if you do get noticed, at some point the timer between that and the hostage's death is pretty lenient. This whole section ends with Spider-Man preventing destruction by hiding a bomb in what seems to be the most secure safe in the world.
Not this time, guys.
We'll then have to race towards the Daily Bugle before Scorpion gets rid of J. Jonah Jameson. After arriving there, the first boss battle commences. Again, there is a dominant strategy, but the attention to details within the office and how practically every object can be thrown is nice. After that, there's a massive set piece. We're out in the open again, but now we literally can't stand in one place. The police sent everything they've got to catch us. We're going to jump around rooftops while helicopters are destroying public property, climb buildings while making sure to not remain on wooden planks when they're blown to bits, avoid the machine gun targeting reticle, and then do some variations of those mechanics. It's just a massive ball of adrenaline going our way, and the game doesn't stop there, no. Time for the Rhino boss battle. It's enough to just lure him towards the electrical pillars, but hey, that already makes the boss battle different from Scorpion's. After that, there's a mission where we have to chase Venom and make sure we don't stray too far from him. There are two smart things this level does. One is making sure that from time to time Venom stops until we reach a specific trigger area, and the second is how by making Venom go in a circular fashion, the level is of respectable length while being not that big, which I'm sure helps from a technical perspective on the original PlayStation 1 platform. We've already covered the Venom boss battle in the alley, I suppose, and after that we get to the sewers. Now, in terms of setting and visuals, this is the part of the game where variety actually suffers. There are a bit too many sewer levels and it feels like they overstay their welcome. The damp environments get tiresome, even though in terms of gameplay, the levels are just as varied as ever. There's one where you have to jump from pipe to pipe, activate certain buttons while getting sorted by a lizard man, climb through a tunnel while avoiding water, solve a little door puzzle, survive a subway train ride, cross a small labyrinth among other things, and this whole segment ends with another Venom boss battle. Only now we have to make sure that Mary Jane doesn't get drowned by turning off levers that Venom keeps turning on. After the sewer section, we get to the Daily Bugle, which is invaded by symbiotes. And these enemies are really resistant against all our attacks and can be a pain to defeat, until we find the fire web power-ups. They trivialize everything and provide a temporary power rush. Go through a prolonged elevator ride, destroy symbiote generators, and end the whole segment with a boss battle against a giant Mysterio that's pretty straightforward. We have to shoot specific points on his body while avoiding obstacles. Out of all the boss battles in the game, this is probably the one that works as intended, since it doesn't feature any particularly annoying moves, nor a single dominant strategy, probably making it the best boss battle in the game. Then, after going through an abandoned warehouse, we get into an underwater lab full of turrets and other traps, and end the game with a boss gauntlet. First against Doc Ock, then Carnage, and then we have to escape from Monster Ock, Carnage's symbiote merged with the good doctor. An exciting, if somewhat stressful chase, where everything around us explodes while Monster Ock is absolutely relentless and keeps catching up. And then that's it, the game ends. It's not a particularly long experience perhaps, but considering what kind of a non-stop adrenaline rush it is, I can't say that's such a bad thing. Obviously, there's a lot of gameplay elements that were reused, but in different contexts. As such, every level there's something new, something fresh, something that makes sure we don't get tired from any going-ons. And this is why, even though mechanically Spider-Man might not be a perfect title, it's still very gripping and engaging.